just start recording. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعد مساكم جميعا. شكرا لحضوركم. بداية الورك شوب، سلسلة الورك شوبس اللي إن شاء الله حنبدأها بمركز الكتابة، وحتكون أسبوع في نفس هذا الوقت وحسب ما وصلكم من الإيميلات والإعلانات اللي كانت موجودة. بإذن الله الورك شوب اللي حتكون اليوم حتكون essay writing, planning, structure and organization presented by Mr. Yahya Alghamdi. And inshallah, let's leave the questions at the end of the workshop. نأجل الأسئلة نهاية الوركشوب، نفتح المجال للأسئلة، يصير يقدر الأستاذ يحيى يجاوب عليها، واللي عنده أي مداخلة أو أي استفسار. طبعا نعم إن شاء الله حتكون مسجلة المحاضرة أو الوركشوب. إذا في أي استفسار أو مداخلة ممكن في الشات أو في نهاية الوركشوب. إن شاء الله حيكون في تقييم بعد المحاضرة، حرسل لكم اللينك هنا، حيكون في الشات. نطلب منكم تقييم للوركشوب وعشان نحن كمان شهادة الحضور. Okay, Mr. Yahya, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bazem, and welcome everyone. And my name is Yahya Alghamdi, and we will start today, inshallah, by talking about how to write an essay. And we will have some information about planning, the structure, and the organization. So here are the main objectives of our workshop today. We will start by introducing essay writing, what an essay is, followed by how do we plan for an essay, and then how to organize an essay, the structure of an essay, how to write a good essay, and finally I'll give you a question so you can practice. All right, so what is an essay? It's an organized piece of writing about a given topic, and this is usually from 4 to 5 paragraphs, depends on the question that you have. So the number of paragraphs is based on the length of the essay that you want to write. This topic has some ideas to discuss. So the topic that you are going to write should include several ideas. This number of ideas also depend on the length of the essay that you are going to write. In each paragraph, you will have to put or to talk about a separate idea. These ideas are introduced first in an introductory paragraph. So we will start first by writing an introduction that includes all the main points that you want to discuss in your essay, followed by developed paragraphs to support these ideas that you have mentioned in your introduction. So the number of paragraphs depends on how many ideas you want to discuss. At the end, you will write a conclusion, okay, which is given in a very short paragraph, just to summarize what you have already talked about in your essay. Before we start thinking about writing our essay, it's a good idea first to make your plan. You have to plan for your essay, what you are going to write about, what ideas, and what supporting details that you have to put. So first of all, you have to gather some thoughts and information, and this is where you brainstorm your ideas before you start your writing. So first of all, you have to think about what you already know about the topic. So just go ahead and write all the information that you already know. كل المعلومات اللي هي موجودة عندك ابدأ في كتابتها مباشرة. So you have just some basic information. It will be so fine before you start, okay, brainstorming for other ideas. ممكن تكون كلمات، ممكن تكون عبارات قصيرة, whatever you like. Just put them down. Second, write these information, okay, as keywords and phrases in an outline format. And we will see in the next slides how to make an outline to gather and to organize your ideas. The last step, you will have to ask yourself, what other information do I need to add? So once you have added all the necessary information that you already know, then you ask yourself, what else should I have to think about? Okay. So here is the structure of an essay. Any kind of essay that you are going to write have the same structure. No matter how long it is or how short your essay will be, it all go on the same format or the same structure that we will see right now. So first of all, you have to start with an introduction. And this introduction is very short. Okay, it's about 10% of the whole essay. And what are you going to write in this introduction? Okay, depends on the question that you are going to answer. So it's about only one paragraph, and it includes 2 to 3 sentences. The topic sentence or the topic statement, background information about this topic, and finally you will end with a thesis statement. Okay, and this thesis statement is the planning or the outline of your ideas that you are going to talk or discuss in the rest of your essay. So this is a very important step that you have to understand. Okay, so a very beginning short introduction to discuss the main things that you are going to talk about in your essay, and it should be only between 2 to 3 statements. Okay, and we will look at an example in the following slides. After that, you will go to the big portion or the big part, اللي هو الجزء الكبير من الessay, which is called the body. And this body, okay, is approximately 80% of the whole essay. So all the information that you are going to write will come inside the body of your essay. Okay, so it could be 2 paragraphs or more, depends on what you are going to talk about, depends on the ideas that you have already mentioned in the introduction. So if you are going to talk about 2 ideas, then you have to write 2 paragraphs. If more, then go ahead and write more ideas or more paragraphs. And after that, each paragraph should discuss one main idea. So only one idea, okay, should be mentioned in a separate paragraph. So don't mix between ideas. If you have 2 ideas, don't talk about them all in the same paragraph. فقط فكرة واحدة رئيسية، okay، يتم التحدث أو مناقشتها في هذا أو في هذه الفقرة. Next, each of these main ideas is followed by supporting sentences. So you start your paragraph with a short sentence to talk about what main idea you will discuss. This main idea, okay, will then be developed, okay, and supported by extra information, which we call supporting details or supporting sentences. At the end of a paragraph, okay, you will just write a very short sentence, okay, to summarize, okay, what something that you want, okay, someone who's reading to take away from your writing. Okay, it's just a very short statement. You can just restate what you have talked about or mention one of the most important, okay, things in your paragraph. Once you have finished from writing your body paragraphs, whether 1, 2, or 3 or whatever, okay, you will have to end up with a very short concluding paragraph, and it is the same, okay, in length. نفس حجم المقدمة اللي انت كتبتها، okay, بتكون only 10% of the whole essay. Okay, and what you are going to write in this conclusion is only just 2 sentences to wrap up your ideas, okay, or summarize what you have written in your body paragraphs, okay, or sometimes it could only be just a restating of your introduction, just rephrase or paraphrase your introduction, okay, and sometimes you have to give your own opinion what you have, okay, thought about while you are writing. So this is basically the structure of any essay you are going to write. You start with an introduction, followed by a body, and then finally a conclusion. So this is another way we could, okay, show the structure of an essay. So this is the introduction. It goes like an upside triangle, okay, where you start with the general information and you move down to very specific information, which we call your thesis statement. Okay, then these are the paragraphs, the body paragraphs that you are going to write, which we call the body. And in each body paragraph, you will have ideas. So this is first idea, the second idea, and the third idea. Okay, هذه الأفكار. From each paragraph or from each idea, okay, you will write supporting details. For example, you might put examples also, and finally you will end with a concluding sentence. So these are the things that will go inside your paragraphs, okay, and it's the same for the rest of the body paragraphs. Okay, so each idea is different from the other ideas that you will write about. So don't, for example, start with an idea here and then mention the same idea in the second paragraph. No, it should be something completely different. Okay, and each supporting details should be added to each of those body paragraphs. Okay, then finally we will end up with a conclusion, and the conclusion is just the same as your introduction. You will just, okay, write in a paraphrase, okay, format what you have written in your introduction. And finally you will just put an opinion about your writing. Okay, so how to write an organized essay. هذا من إحدى المشاكل اللي يواجهها الطلاب في كتابة المقال، اللي هو عملية التنظيم، تنظيم فقرات المقال والجمل اللي تكون موجودة في كل فقرة. And this is very important, and I want you just to pay very, okay, close attention to these details. So first, let's look at how to write a paragraph. Okay, why do we want to know how to write a paragraph before we know how to write an essay? طبعا بكل يعني سهولة إنه طريقة كتابتك للباراجراف هي نفس طريقة كتابتك للإساي. نفس العناصر اللي بتحطها في الباراجراف هي نفسها اللي بتحط في الإساي بشكل كامل. Okay, but it is a little bit different, okay, in some, okay, structures. So what is a paragraph? Let's start with a paragraph. What is it about? Or how to write a paragraph? So a paragraph is a group of sentences connected logically together. يعني جمل، okay, مجموعة من الجمل مرتبطة ارتباط منطقي. And we mean here by logically connected together is that each sentence, okay, should follow the other sentence, okay, in the same way you are going to express one idea. So it just goes in a linear order of thoughts, okay, that is connected together about one point, okay, or about one main idea. A good paragraph has about 5 to 7 sentences in long, okay, and this is normally between 50 to 70 words, and it could go sometimes up to 90 words. So this is the standard paragraph size. So don't try to write it very short, like 2 to 3 sentences, or don't go over 10 sentences and write it very long. No, it should be within this kind of, okay, length. The first sentence in a paragraph is usually called the topic sentence. Okay, and as you have seen in our previous slides, we have also an introductory paragraph here, okay, it is the same thing as the topic sentence that we are going to write in a paragraph. And this topic sentence is going to be followed by, okay, supporting details. Okay, you should support this sentence with more details. And a general sentence, which we call sentence, it is general, okay, and it introduces the paragraph's main idea. إذا القارئ أول ما يقرأ الباراجراف يفترض أنه يكون عنده من أول ما يقرأ الجملة الأولى انطباع أو تصور عام عن إيش راح يتكلم عنه هذا الباراجراف أو هذه الفقرة. لذلك لازم تكون حريص في صياغة الجملة الأولى للباراجراف، أوكي، عشان أنت تعطي إيش مقدمة أو تهيئة للقارئ to know what you are going to write about. طبعا the first sentence here shouldn't be an example, okay, it should be a very general statement and short at the same time. It could be sometimes a definition of something, you want to define something, تعريف مثلا، أو ممكن تكون مثل، okay, or could be statistics, some form of statistics or general, okay, issue to discuss. So these are the three, okay, main parts of a paragraph. Okay, first we start with a quick sentence, okay, then we follow this with 5 to 7 sentences to support this topic sentence, okay, and all these sentences should be connected logically. So here is an example, okay, the topic is to write a paragraph about the advantages of living in a city. Before you start even thinking about starting to write, okay, you should first analyze this question. تحلل السؤال، تفهم السؤال بشكل عام، okay، قبل أن تبدأ تفكر حتى في المواضيع اللي أنت راح تتكلم عنها، okay، أو الجمل اللي راح تكتبها. So what you are going to write is a paragraph. It's not an essay. This is number one, okay, and the focus of this paragraph is going to be about the advantages of living in a city. The advantages of living in a city. Okay, so these are the three keywords, okay, that we have to focus on while we are writing. So here is a very, okay, interesting picture which says, do not jump into an empty pool. يعني لا تقفز في حوض يكون فاضي ما فيه مويه. يعني انه قبل ما تبدا تفكر في الكتابه لابد من تجميع بعض ايش الافكار، وهذه الفقره اللي راح نتناقش فيها how to plan, okay, or how to brainstorm for your ideas. So this is a very, okay, organized chart or diagram where you can use to brainstorm your ideas. يعني الصورة والرسمة هذه بتسهل عليك موضوع ايش؟ التنظيم للأفكار، وايش الأفكار اللي راح تكتبها في هذا أو في هذه الفقرة. Okay, so first of all, you will start with your topic sentence. Okay, this is the general sentence that we have stated, okay, that comes at the beginning of your paragraph. Okay, and here we'll write three main ideas. What are we going to talk about to support this sentence? Okay, so just write keywords. ممكن تكتب كلمات فقط مفردة بدون ما تكتبها كجمل. Okay, just write one word, two words, and three words. Okay, or it could be also phrases, عبارات قصيرة. Okay, this whole doesn't take more than 5 minutes of your time. هذا بالنسبة إذا أنك مطلوب في اختبار، اوكي، والوقت قصير عندك، خلاص، فبالضروره انك تعمل هذا الدايجرام او تشارت عشان تسهل على نفسك عمليه الكتابه. Once you have written your ideas, you will go ahead and try to make 2 or 1 supporting statements. Okay, and these supporting statements اللي هي الجمل اللي تدعم الفكره هذه حقتك. okay. ممكن في الفقرة الأولى إنك تسأل نفسك بعض الأسئلة. Ask yourself why I mentioned this specific idea, okay. When something has happened, if you want to talk about a time, okay. How something has happened, to discuss كيف. Or finally you can just say where something took place. هذه الأسئلة طبعا الواي when how where تساعدك في إنك تجيب أفكار، تعمل brainstorming للأفكار اللي تبغى تكتبها، في دعمك لهذه الفكرة. Okay. The second sentence could be an example. Okay. والexamples هذه مهمة جدا. Okay. To give an idea about what you have just talked about here. You can follow this sentence with an example from your daily life or something that has happened to you, okay, just to support what you have already said. الأمثلة هذه مهمة لأنها تدعم عملية الصوت. أنا I'm not sure if my sound is clear or not. ما أدري الصوت دكتور باسم واضح؟
نعم واضح. Go ahead. الصوت واضح بس.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so once we have finished from our supporting details for idea number 1, we will go to idea number 2 and write the same thing. Think about these questions. If you have an example, you should put it here, okay, to make your ideas very clear. And finally, your third idea, okay, should go in the same process of these previous ideas, okay. So here is a paragraph format. It's not an essay, okay, but it's the same way. If you want to write an essay, you will have your introduction, you will have your main ideas, and these are your body paragraphs, and in each body paragraph you will put some statements, okay, to support each of those body paragraphs. Once you finished, okay, you just write a concluding sentence, and it's the same thing of writing an essay, which is a concluding paragraph. Okay, if you just want to take a screenshot of this diagram in order to use it later on, that would be helpful. All right, so for our question, the advantages of living in a city, we have just placed some information here. Okay, we included some of our details that we want to talk about in our paragraph. And here at the topic sentence, we have written, city life has positive features. I have just paraphrased the question. أنا عملت إيش؟ إعادة صياغة للجملة. لأنه الأفضل إنك ما تستخدم نفس الكلمات الموجودة في السؤال, just to show that you have understood, okay, the question. So the word advantages, we put a synonym, which is positive features. Okay. Living in a city, I have wrote it in a different way, okay, and I wrote city life. So it's the same as living in a city. City life has positive features, okay, or you can write it in any different way, okay, you like, as long as it is, okay, in the same sentences, okay. Don't just write something that has different information. After that, we have included our main ideas. So first, we have job opportunities, our first main idea. So one of the positive features, هذه ليش السمات الإيجابية للي يبغى يسكن في المدينة, إنه there are some job opportunities. The second main idea is better education, and finally life facilities. لاحظ كيف أنا كتبتها فقط كلمتين. You shouldn't write full sentences because you will not have time, okay, to write everything in those uh, in this diagram. Just write very short details. So once I've written my main ideas, okay, which are the positive features, so I'm talking about 3 positive features here, I will go ahead and write a supporting statement or sentence for each of those ideas. So here I put big companies, different jobs. So job opportunities اللي هي الفرص الوظيفية اللي ممكن الشخص يلاقيها في المدينة, okay, are for example big companies, okay, and different jobs. So the variety of jobs, okay, or the more opportunities that you can find in a city, okay, could be, okay, mentioned in these 2 key ideas. Okay. The next idea is better education. We know that in a city there are lots of schools and many universities. So there are lots of options. You don't have just one school or one university where you can go to. No, you have many options. So from these options, okay, you can decide what kind of majors to study at a university. For example, you want to study medicine, you want to study, for example, engineering. There is only one university that doesn't offer all these kind of majors, okay, then you will only have to decide to study these majors that are available. But with more universities, you can decide what kind of major to study. So these are 2 supporting details that I can later on improve into sentences. Okay. The last idea is life facilities. And as you can see, for example, here in Jeddah, we have lots of facilities that we can enjoy during our free time, for example, or things that we can find very quickly if we are in trouble. For example, here we have shopping centers. This is one of the good facilities in a city. We have good health services, okay, lots of hospitals, lots of clinics, private and public. And finally, you can have entertainment. So these are the 3 things, okay, that we can find in a city, okay, that we can call life facilities اللي هي تسهيلات الحياة. It makes your life very easy and very smooth. Okay, once we have written all these supporting details, we will go ahead and write a concluding sentence. So this is our concluding sentence, attractive for families. So all these things, the main ideas and the supporting details, attract families to live in a city. Okay, so let's go on and look at our written sample paragraph. What does it look like? So this is the topic, the title, the advantages of living in a city. Here we started with the topic sentence. And as you can see, it's very general and very short. Okay, you shouldn't write a complex sentence here. يعني لا تحاول انك تكتب جملة طويلة جدا ومعقدة. حاول انها تكون مختصرة بقدر الامكان وتكون عامة، ما يكون فيها امثلة، ما يكون فيها تفاصيل كثيرة. Okay, and here I wrote, people prefer the city life because of many positive features. Okay, people prefer the city life because of many positive features. If we go back to our previous slide and if we look here at what I have written, city life has positive features, I made it into a sentence and I wrote, people prefer the city life because of many positive features. Okay, and here we will start with our first main idea. Once I have written this general statement, I will go ahead and start with the first main idea. So here, this is a linking word. هذه كلمة تستخدمها عشان تربط فقرات النص. أنا بتكلم many positive features. إذا في الحالة هذه أنا ببدأ بإيش؟ أولا first، ولاحظ إنه you have to put a comma here. It is possible to find better job opportunities. إذا هذه the first detail that I put. It is possible to find better job opportunities in the city. It's very simple, very short, and very clear. How? How is it possible to find better job opportunities? We have to elaborate more. أنا لازم الجملة هذه اللي كتبتها لازم أوضحها بشكل أدق. Okay, أفصلها الجملة هذه. So what I did here, I gave an example, and I'll say that examples are very important when you write a paragraph to show the reader what you are talking about. Okay, so for example, this is another linking word. لاحظ linking words هنا أنا حطيتها باللون الأخضر، والديتيلز اللي عملناها في الشارت اللي قبل شوي أنا وضعتها باللون الأحمر just to make it simple for you to follow. Okay, so for example, big companies in major cities provide a variety of jobs. For example, if you look at the telecom company here in Jeddah, you can find lots of jobs. Okay, so big companies in major cities provide a variety of jobs. Okay, after we finished from discussing our first main idea, we will go to the second idea. Okay, the second idea, here you will write another linking word by saying second. Living in a city offers better education. Better education. This is one of the details that I have mentioned, okay, in the outline. So living in a city offers better education because of the different types of schools and universities. So if we go back a little bit, better education because of the different types of schools and universities. Okay. After that, I will put a supporting sentence. بدعم الجملة هذه اللي ذكرتها. كيف يعني إنه المدينة أو السكن في العيش في المدينة، أوكي، يعطينا تعليم أفضل. In this supporting sentence, I wrote for this reason. طبعا هذه الجملتين يسموها cause effect statements. هذا السبب وهذه النتيجة. So for this reason, students can choose where and what to study. يعني الطالب إنه عنده الحرية إنه يختار المكان اللي يبغى يدرس فيه والمجال اللي يبغى يدرسه بسبب وفرة المدارس والجامعات. For this reason، لهذا السبب إنه وجود العديد من المدارس والجامعات، students can choose where and what to study. وهذه طبعا for this reason تعتبر أيضا linking word. اوكي، بس أنا ما عملت لها highlight بالأخضر، بس أيضا تعتبر linking word that supports what I have already said here. اوكي، لاحظ كيف الجمل مترابطة مع بعض زي السلسلة. كل جملة لها علاقة بالجملة اللي قبلها، تشرح الجملة اللي قبلها. اوكي، لما تبدأ في جملة جديدة ولكن لها علاقة بالجملة اللي هي الرئيسية topic sentence هنا. اوكي، كل الكلام اللي بتكلم عنه يرجع يصب في محور هذه الجملة positive features. اوكي، نأتي للفكرة الأخيرة idea number 3. بما أنها آخر فكرة عندي، إذن I write finally. Finally, or the last. We can also say the last feature or the last positive feature is whatever you like. طبعا في أكثر من طريقة إنك تعمل إيش linking words هذه. Finally, more life facilities in cities make life much easier. بسبب وجود الكثير من تسهيلات الحياة it makes life much easier. وهنا عملت إيش example such as shopping centers, better health services, and entertainment resources. لاحظ كيف كونت الثلاث الأفكار هذه اللي عملتها هنا. اوكي، big shopping centers، عملت big shopping centers better health services خدمات صحية جيدة أو أفضل and lots of entertainment or you can just say and entertainment resources. Okay, so here I made only one sentence as a complex هذه نسميها complex sentence جملة طويلة مركبة بحيث انك تعمل المثال في نفس الجملة وتستخدم أداة الربط هذه such as. Okay, more facilities in cities make life much easier. How? Such as these things, what makes our life okay much easier is because of shopping centers, better health services, and entertainment resources. Okay, once I have finished from what I just mentioned of the positive features, okay, I will just go ahead and put my concluding sentence. لازم نحط ايش؟ جملة ختامية. طبعا في فقرات المقال تختلف احيانا الجملة هذه، ممكن نسميها جملة انتقالية transitional sentence بحيث انها تحول القارئ من قراءته للباراجراف هذا للباراجراف الثاني، يعني كأنه تمهيد ختاما لهذه الفقرة وتمهيد للفقرة التالية. لكن هنا we will just put a concluding sentence. So here I put a linking word therefore لذلك. okay, يعني بعد ما ذكرت الأمور هذه والأفكار كاملة، لذلك بناء على ما تم ذكره these features اللي هي positive features أنا عملت لها paraphrasing. These features usually attract families to live in cities. اللي هي النقطة هذه اللي عملتها attractive for families. I put a sentence okay which says these features usually attract families to live in cities. okay, لاحظ كيفية كتابة الباراجراف، وأنا عملت مقدمة لكتابة الباراجراف لأنها مشابهة تماما لطريقة كتابة المقال. المقال يبدأ بمقدمة متبوعا بفقرات نصية، كل فقرة تناقش فكرة مستقلة وينتهي بفقرة ختامية أو نسميها إيش؟ الكونكلودينج باراجراف. إذا تدربت على طريقة كتابة باراجراف بالطريقة الصحيحة هذه ثق تماما إنه كتابة المقال راح يكون سهل جدا. إذا هذه كلها تعتبر basics. You have first to learn how to write a sentence. طبعا الوركشوب هذا هو يستهدف الطلاب اللي لغتهم كويسة، مو الطلاب اللي لسه يعني ما يعرف يكون جملة. اوكي، اللي لغته كويسة بس يحتاج بعض النقاط اللي تساعده في تطوير مهاراته لعملية كتابة الفقرة والمقال. Okay, let's move on here to some important issues that you have to keep in your mind when you write a paragraph. في 5 عناصر رئيسية مهمة لابد أن تضعها بالحسبان عند كتابتك للفقرة paragraph. The first one is the structure and length. الستراكشر اللي هو زي ما شفنا مع بعض، نبدأ بجملة topic sentence followed by supporting or main ideas, supporting points, and finally we end with a concluding sentence. هذه هي نسميها الستراكشر. ستراكشر اللي هو ايش؟ الشكل، يعني بمجرد ما انت تطالع في الباراجراف تعرف انه ايش؟ باراجراف صحيح. وايضا اللينث، لاحظ هذا اللينث يعني ستاندرد يعتبر للفقرة، يتناول جميع النقاط الرئيسية اللي تفصل هذه الجملة الأولى. I wrote 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. So it's between 5 and 7 sentences. Okay. وطبعا بالنسبة للناس اللي كتابتها متقدمة ممكن الجملة تكون أطول من كذا ويكون الباراجراف شكله أطول، لكن هذه it's very basic, it's very simple. Okay. The second thing is the content. Cover points in the question. Content اللي هو المحتوى، لازم المحتوى يجيب على السؤال اللي سألناه اللي هو what are the advantages of living in a city. لاحظ أنا ما تكلمت عن أي موضوع أو نقطة خارجة عن هذا النص. I have talked about thing that belongs to the advantages of living in a city. Okay, once you have started going out off topic, هذه يسموها off topic لما تتكلم عن نقاط خارج عن الموضوع. Okay, this will affect your writing and you will get very low marks. All right, the point is the lexical range اللي هي المفردات, the vocabulary. You have to make a variety of vocabulary. Don't just put very few vocabulary and use them all the time. لا, حاول انك تنوع الكلمات المفردات. دائما المفردات هذه تكون academic, ما تكون من ال general language, the language that we use everyday life, the language that we use in our speech. No, it should be something related to academic. Okay. Number 4, grammar and mechanics. You should have a good grammar, good punctuation, and capital letters. And finally, you have to have good spelling. Okay, these are the things that you have to focus on, in terms of grammar and mechanics. Finally, the cohesion, and this is one of the most critical issues. يعني هذه قضية نلاحظها في كثير من الطلاب, مسألة الكوهيجن, ترابط الفقرات حقت النص. تلاقي الطالب بدأ جملة معينة شوي انتقل لجملة ما لها أي علاقة في الجملة السابقة. لازم إنه we have to write a flow of ideas that are connected together in a logical order. وعملية الترابط هذه نستخدم معها linking words اللي شفناها قبل شوية, اللي هي first, second, third, or then, next, finally. طبعا فيه as many as you like to choose from a list of linking words, as long as they are used in a good way. We can use also to make an addition of a previous sentence, also, or in addition. However, if we are moving to a different viewpoint, or you want to mention something that is an opposite to what you have just said, عكس الكلام اللي انت ذكرته تستخدم بعده however, ولكن. And finally, you can use word like for example to make examples, or for instance. And I prefer that you go and find those linking words and understand how to use them. Try to find examples, so you can use them in a good way. الحين let's move to the way of writing an essay. So this is a question for writing an essay. Write an essay about advantages and disadvantages of living in a city and give your own opinion. We started with the first one when we wrote our paragraph, but here we have another paragraph that we should write about, which is the disadvantages. And in the final conclusion, or in the concluding paragraph, you will learn how to write your own opinion. How to give an opinion about a text that you have just written. So let's look at the outline, or the brainstorming, or the planning step that we have to do before we even think about writing our essay. This is very important. هذه خطوة مهمة جدا 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 قبل البدء في عملية الكتابة. حتى احنا ناس متقدمين في اللغة ومتقدمين في الكتابة، لما نكتب مثلا أبحاث أو مقالات طويلة لازم نعمل الأوتلاين هذا، ولا بالتالي راح نوصل في مرحلة نوقف كذا ما ندري إيش الأفكار اللي ممكن أن نتكلم عنها. وأيضا هذه تنظم عملية إيش الكتابة. For example, it makes your writing very organized. منظم. It makes the flow of ideas, okay, goes in a very logical order. طبعا فيه الطريقة هذه اللي هي ممكن تكتبها بالطريقة هذه الاوتلاين العادي، أو إنه you can write it in a diagram or art similar to this one. Okay, it's very simple. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes if you are okay doing an exam and you have been asked to write an essay. So first of all, you write your topic. Okay, what is the topic? City life. What are you going to talk about? Positives and negatives, اللي هي الادفانتجز and the disadvantages. وكما قلت لكم يعني الافضل انه الواحد يغير الكلمات الموجوده في السؤال، يعمل لها synonyms, okay, just to make sure, okay, or to make your teacher, okay, know that you have good amount of vocabulary or you have understood the question very well. So here the positives, I wrote these, okay, sentences: more job opportunities, better education, and more life facilities. وهذه نفس فقرات ايش؟ او نفس النقاط اللي فيها في الباراجراف السابق. اوكي، وبالتالي ننتقل للفقرة اللي بعدها اللي هي negatives. I mentioned air pollution، التلوث الهوائي، traffic jams، ازدحام حركة السير، and finally high cost of living، انه الحياة في المدينة الشخص اللي ما عنده سكن راح تكون مكلفة عليه في عملية ايش؟ الأجار. So these are the points that I will mention in each of the two paragraphs. Finally, I will end up with my conclusion and I will state my opinion. Okay, I think people should or shouldn't live in a city. So this depends on what you think, okay, in your own perspective. Or you can write it in this way, okay, ideas for essay plan, positives, negatives, and my opinion. So whatever you are happy with, just go ahead with it, okay? But please do not start writing without doing this, okay, plan. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. And don't overthink، يعني لا تفكر كثير. أي فقرة أو أي موضوع أو أي نقطة تيجي في بالك اكتبها. Okay? Don't waste your time thinking, okay, or overthinking about what to include in your writing. هذا بالنسبة إذا كنت في اختبار والوقت ضيق معك، لكن لما تكون في البيت you have the time, you have the tools that you can use to add as many or as much ideas as you like. طيب ننتقل لأول فقرة من الفقرات المقالة اللي هي الانترودكشن. والانترودكشن قلنا طبعا it takes only 10% of the whole writing. اوكي، طبعا هذه المقدمة إذا بيكون المقال عندك ما بين 250 إلى 300 كلمة بيكون يعني size is okay, is appropriate for that length. So first of all we will start with the topic statement. Topic statement قلنا هذه جملة تتكلم عن الموضوع حق السي بشكل عام. السي بشكل عام تتكلم عن advantages and disadvantages of living in a city. Okay. أول حاجة نبدأ بlinking word or نسميها إيش؟ transitional word. These days في هذه الأيام the city life seems to attract many families. لاحظ الجملة كيف قصيرة وعامة بدون أي تفاصيل وبدون أي أمثلة. The city life seems to attract many families. وهذا fact طبعا. دائما حاول انك تكتب ايش؟ حقائق facts من الواقع يعني اللي انت تشوفه. انه حياة المدينة يبدو انها تجذب العديد من العائلات. كيف؟ How? I follow this with a structuring sentence. هذه نسميها structuring sentence. يعني الجملة هذه عبارة عن ايش؟ إيضاح أو عملية توضيح للفقرة أو الجملة اللي أنت للتو وضعتها كتوبيك سنتنس. لاحظ كيف بتكون الجملة. The reason يعني سبب إيش إنه why city life seems to attract many families. The reason is to seek better life standards. يعني سبب إقبال الناس أو كثير من الناس هذه الأيام للحياة وللعيش في المدينة إنه للبحث to seek. لاحظ كلمة seek هذه it's very good academic word that you can use to seek. Okay, to look at or to search for. كل هذه synonyms. To seek better life standards. life standards اللي هي المعايير الحياة أو الأسس الحياة الجيدة المثلى. Okay, better life standards. آخر حاجة تحط الثيسيس ستيتمنتس عندك. إيش تبغى تتكلم؟ طيب أنت بعد ما ذكرت العبارتين هذه، أوكي، إيش راح تتكلم عنه في النص؟ Although cities، بالرغم من أن المدن have lots of positive issues that provide a better life, there are still some negative issues to consider. إذن أنت موقفك الحين لسه ما حددته، أنت تكلمت بشكل عام. بالرغم من أن حياة المدينة فيها الكثير من النقاط ومن الأمور الإيجابية اللي تقدم حياة جيدة، لا زال هناك بعض الأمور السلبية التي ينبغي أن تؤخذ بعين الاعتبار. Okay, so this is your thesis statement. Finally, in this essay, I will discuss these issues and give my opinion. طبعا هذه ممكن تحطها وممكن ما تحطها. It's okay, as long as you have written your thesis statement. Okay, this is just an outline of your essay structure. توضح إنه إيش راح تتكلم عنه في الإساي. تبدأ بالpositives ثم النيجاتيفز. لاحظ لما تبدأ كتابة الفقرات حقت المقال لابد أن تأتي بنفس الترتيب اللي وضعت هذه الجملة فيه. يعني أنت راح تتكلم أول حاجة عن الpositives. Okay, you will see the positives. بعد كذا تتكلم عن إيش؟ النيجاتيفز. إذن هذه بتكون في paragraph number 1. This goes in paragraph number 1. لا تعكسها. Okay, لازم تكون في نفس الترتيب. وآخر حاجة تكون عندك إيش؟ الخاتمة اللي بتعمل فيها الopinion. Okay, look how easy, how simple, how short it is. And don't forget to use those linking words. Although بالرغم من إنه طبعا هذه تعتبر complex sentence، بتناول قضيتين. بالرغم من إنه حياة المدينة فيها بعض المزايا اللي تقدم حياة جيدة، إلا إنه هناك إيش؟ بعض الأمور السلبية التي لابد أن تؤخذ بعين الاعتبار. Okay, this is the first body paragraph. Okay, transition sentence or phrase. طبعا تبدأ بإيش؟ on one hand في المقام الأول أو في الناحية الأولى. Okay, أنت راح تتناقش إيش؟ البوزيتيف things، وهذا نفس الباراجراف اللي كتبناه قبل شوية اللي تناقشنا فيه عن الأمور الإيجابية. طبعا ما يحتاج نرجع نعيد نفس الفقرات لأنه للتو تكلمنا وتناقشنا عنها. We have just mentioned these. Okay, لكن ممكن يكون في فرق بسيط في عملية اللينث. لا هو نفسه. It's the same. Okay, so it's the same as the first body paragraph. ولكن هذه سميناها إيش؟ transitional phrase أو paragraph linking word. أنت لما تنتقل من المقدمة للباراجراف الأول تقول في المقام الأول أو في أوكي الناحية الأولى. يختلف عن إيش؟ these days في الباراجراف اللي كتبناه في الأول هناك. paragraph number 2. أوكي، نتكلم عن إيش؟ the negative issues. Here is a transition phrase. جملة أو عبارة انتقالية. أوكي، تربط بين فقرات النص أو paragraphs. How to link a paragraph to another. On the other hand, living in a city also has some negative issues. بما أنه هناك بعض الأمور الإيجابية في أيضا أمور سلبية. هذه الجملة نسميها main idea، لكن في الباراجراف سميناها topic sentence. هنا نسميها main idea. Okay. The first supporting detail هناك كنا نتكلم نقول ايش؟ main idea او main point في الباراجراف لما يكون باراجراف مستقل. هنا نقول supporting detail، كيف ادعم الجمله الرئيسيه هذه المين ايديا. First, the atmosphere of major cities is polluted. الاتموسفير هذا اللي هو الطقس او الجو. هذه ايضا تعتبر academic word. Don't say the air we breathe. No, just say the atmosphere of major cities اللي هي المدن الكبيرة is polluted، ملوثة. Okay? Because of the gases that cars and factories release. تبعث release to the air. Okay, this is a bit long sentence, a complex sentence, okay? And as I've told you before, if you are unable to write good sentences and long sentences, it's a good way to start learning how to write compound and complex sentences. Okay? This might lead. What is this? ليش استخدم كلمة this هنا؟ اللي هو ايش؟ عملية التلوث. This might lead to serious health problems, especially for young children. إذا وجود التلوث في الجو في الطقس خلاص ممكن يؤدي إلى مشاكل صحية خطيرة، خصوصا especially for young children. لاحظ كيف كل جملة اوكي تدعم الجملة اللي قبلها. اوكي إلى هنا ننتقل ل transition word. اوكي a linking word. Second, traffic congestion is another serious issue in major cities. وهناك لما تتذكروا في الاوتلاين استخدمنا كلمة traffic jams. Traffic jams and traffic congestions are all synonyms. هذه ممكن تستخدمها as a good academic word. هذه one of the highest levels of academic vocabulary that you can use. Okay, is another serious. ليش قلنا another؟ إنه أنا تكلمت عن واحدة هنا، إذا هذه another serious issue in major cities. As a result، كنتيجة لهذا المajor issue, it will be difficult to arrive on time during peak hours. يعني إذا تبغى تروح الجامعة، تبغى تروح مثلا سوق، تبغى تروح مستشفى في أوقات الذروة، هذه يسموها peak hours. هذه بعض من الكلمات الأكاديمية. Okay, it will be difficult to arrive on time. هذه جملة ودعمتها بجملة أخرى. Causal effect sentences. The last point here, finally, the cost of living in a city is very high compared to in small towns. اللي هي المدن الصغيرة. تكلفة المعيشة أعلى بالمقارنة مع الحياة في المدن الصغيرة. إذن هذه أيضا مشكلة. Excuse me. This is another problem that people face, okay, especially those, okay, who cannot afford or cannot pay high rents. هنا عملنا مثال أدعم الكلام هذا اللي قلته. يعني يعتبر تكلفة الحياة في المدن أعلى. For example, if you want to live in a good apartment في شقة جيدة in the middle of a city في منتصف أو في وسط المدينة, or get a good health service أو تحصل على خدمة صحية وطبية جيدة في مستشفيات مثلا من المتقدمة هذه, you have to pay more money. Okay. ممكن مثال آخر تقول people who are very poor will find it difficult to afford renting a good apartment. هذه جملة أخرى. إذن whatever sentence you can think of, okay, which explains this sentence, just go ahead and use it. Okay, يعني ما فيه جمل خاصة لا تستخدمها فقط. You can use whatever sentence you like. لأن الكتابة بشكل عام يعني ممكن أنا أكتب بطريقة، شخص آخر يكتب بطريقة، يعني ممكن يكون 10 أشخاص كلنا نكتب بطرق مختلفة جدا، لكن الأهم في إيش؟ في إنك توصل الفكرة بالشكل الصحيح. كيف تجعل فقرات المقال وفقرات الباراجراف مرتبطة ببعض ارتباط منطقي تسهل على القارئ الفهم. يعني انت لما تيجي تكتب اوكي try to be the person who is reading. بعد ما خلصت كتابه حط نفسك انت محل القارئ واقرا باراجراف هذا او اقرا المقال. شوف هل انت ايش وصلت له؟ هل قدرت تصل الى نقطه مثلا استفدت منها؟ هل قدر يوصل الموضوع اللي يبغى يتكلم عنه بالشكل الصحيح؟ If yes, then this is a good okay writing. If not, then you have to consider okay writing or reviewing your writing again. وعشان كذا احنا نقول دائما الريفيجن والإديتنج. طبعا هذه ان شاء الله راح تاخذ في workshops قادمه مع الزملاء. من اهم الاشياء اللي تعملها انه تعمل ريفيو للكتابه بعد ما تخلص. حتى لو كان شخص يعني نيتيف سبيكر وعمل كتابه تلاقيه يلجا انه يعطي كتابته لشخص اخر بحيث انه يراجعها يدققها لانه he has another eye. نظره الشخص القارئ تختلف عن نظره الشخص الكاتب. Finally, this is our concluding paragraph. Okay, as you can see, it's very short. It's about 8 to 10% of the whole writing, and what we have written here is just a summary about okay the two body paragraphs. So this is a transition word. لاحظ انه في كل فقره من فقرات الكتابه okay paragraphs بدأناها بايش؟ linking word او نسميها transition word just to show the reader where are you now. Okay, in conclusion, or you can say at the end, to summarize, all in all, there are lots of okay transition words that you can use okay in your conclusion or your body paragraphs. Although living in a city has lots of advantages, ولو تلاحظ ان الجمله هذه انا كتبتها فين؟ في المقدمه بس نعمل لها paraphrasing. I'm just rewriting the same sentence with different words or different structure. Although living in a city has lots of advantages, هنا تكتب ايش رايك؟ I think that moving to a city is not a good choice, especially for individuals who have serious health problems, families with very low incomes. من ضمن الاشياء اللي تكلمنا عنها في النيجاتيفز او النيجاتيف ايشوز انه air pollution cause serious health problems, especially for those children or for the individuals who have serious problems, اللي عندهم مشاكل صحيه مزمنه. اوكي، وايضا تكلمنا عن ايش؟ الهاي cost of living، وقلنا ايش؟ families with very low incomes اللي هم العائلات الفقيره وذوي الدخل المحدود they will find it difficult to live in major cities because it's difficult to afford all the things they need to live a normal life. Let's go ahead and look at our full essay, okay, how it looks like. But before that, let's mention some 5 criteria, بعض الستاندردز اللي لازم تتبعها اوكي عشان يكون المقال عندك ممتاز. نفس الفقرات اللي تكلمنا عنها في الباراجراف، هنا في عندنا نقاط معينه ستاندردز نسميها criteria، معايير كتابه المقال جيد. First, you have to write an introduction, and this introduction should have a topic sentence, background information, and finally a thesis statement. Body paragraphs, okay, the number of body paragraphs depends on the question or depends on what you are going to write. إذا أنت تتكلم عن أكثر من نقطة مثلا 3 4 5 you have to write your paragraphs based on the points or ideas that you want to write. But normally 2 to 3 well-developed body paragraphs, okay, are the standards of writing an essay, an academic essay. Okay. Number 3, your conclusion. You just summarize the main points of the 3 body paragraphs and add your own opinion, as we have mentioned or seen in our conclusion. Don't forget to pay attention, and these comes okay at the end, your revision or editing okay step, the grammar and mechanics. Okay, this belongs to statements, subject verb agreement. يعني لازم الفاعل والفعل يكون متفقين مع بعض. يعني ما تجي تقول I likes أو he like. No, try to make sure that the subject and the verb agrees with each other. أو مثلا تجيب مثلا the series is good. لا, we have to say the series are good. هذه basics طبعا. وأيضا التنس حاول تستخدم الأزمنة بالشكل الصحيح. If you are talking about the past, then use the past. If you are talking about the present, use the present, and so on. Word order طبعا الجملة في اللغة الإنجليزية يكون الترتيب حقها subject, verb, object. فاعل، فعل، مفعول به. اوكي؟ وإذا طبعا هذه البيسك سنتنس أو نسميها ايش؟ الإيزي statement. وفي عندنا ممكن تضيف الادجectives والadverbs if you want to make a complex sentence. Sometimes you can add conditional sentences اللي هي الجمل الشرطية باستخدام if. Don't forget to write capital letters if you start sentences or if you are writing names or places. هذه نسميها ال proper nouns. الأسماء، العلم، أسماء المدن، أسماء الدول، أسماء الأشخاص. وأيضا don't forget to put punctuation and don't write good words with free spelling mistakes. Finally, الcohesion والcoherence اللي هي الترابط بين فقرات النص وبين فقرات المقال. Okay? Don't forget to use transitional phrases, linking words, okay, like those. These will make your whole essay connected together, okay, to make it flow in a logical order. So, just let me show you the essay, how it looks like. I think I have put it somewhere here. Okay, just give me a moment. So this is our final essay. I have taken out all these, okay, points, الأمور اللي كنا نعلق عليها. طبعا هذا المقال تقريبا 300 أو 310 كلمات. لابد يكون الاستراكشر حقه بالطريقة هذه. المقدمة والخاتمة تكون أصغر من البادي باراجرافز. اوكي، لأنه أغلب المعلومات لازم تناقشها في البادي باراجرافز، مو هو في المقدمة وليس في الخاتمة. اوكي، هل نقدر ندمج هذا كبادي باراجراف واحد؟ ممكن، ولكن يعتمد على الترانزيشن سنتنس هذه او الفريز اللي تستخدمه بين تو باراجرافز. اوكي، لكن الافضل انه يكون ايش؟ منفصل، separate paragraphs, just to make it easier for someone to follow and to read. لانه في النهايه الرايتنج انت تبغى توصل فكره معينه لشخص. اوكي، let's go back to our slides. So let's go ahead and take your turn. أنا بعطيكم مثال الحين، وأبغاكم تعملوا essay بنفس الطريقة اللي عملناها قبل شوية. السؤال هو some people think that animals should be kept in zoos، تترك في الحدائق، while others think they should stay in the wild. هذا هو سؤال الإساي. Okay, write a well-organized 4-paragraph essay. Discuss the 2 points of views and give your own opinion. إذا بنفس طريقة المقال اللي عملنا. Okay. تعمل 4 فقرات، مقدمة، 2 body paragraphs and a conclusion. An introduction, a paragraph about why do you think animals should be kept in zoos. أنت تناقش هذه النقطة. Okay. إيش تتوقع إنه اعتقادك، يعني إنه ليش الحيوانات لابد أن تبقى في الحدائق. في الزو. الفقرة الثانية why animals should stay in the wild. ليش تبقى في مثلا في البر في أماكن عيشها أو مواطنها الأصلية. وأخيرا تعمل الكونكلوجن وتعمل رأيك. Okay, so write between 250 and 300 words. Okay, والكتابة هذه باك تعملها at home at your free time. If you want me to give you a feedback on your writing, just send it to me at this email. Okay, yaalghamdi@kau.edu.sa. Okay, just don't forget to type the email if you want me to give you a feedback on your writing to see where are your weak points. خلاص حاول أعطيك مثلا extra tips إنك تطور من كتابتك. ارسل لي النص بوورد دوكيمنت، خلاص ملف وورد على الإيميل هذا. Okay, so this is the end of our workshop. Please, if you have any questions, if you would like me to elaborate more at anything, just go ahead and let me know. Just raise your hand, okay, so I can know who is talking. If you want to talk in Arabic, it's okay. In English, it's also okay. Okay, go ahead, Bandar Al-Umari. Can you just start me your question?
Yes. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I'm doing well, alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank you first for the way of describing essays writing and those who are behind the scene. If
Thank
you
you
allow
so
me,
much. We appreciate
I would like to ask you a couple of questions.
it. Okay,
The
go
first
ahead.
one, how to brainstorm the ideas to write a
Okay.
paragraph about it, and what advice can be given to be a good writer. And if
All right.
you can give me
That's
an example of transition sentence
okay.
that bring up the next paragraph. And the last questions I would like to ask, as a non-KAU person, how can I benefit from the writing center?
All right. Thank you so much. So the first thing that you have mentioned is how to brainstorm your ideas. قلت لكم الأفكار لازم تعمل لها زي الدايجرام هذا، تنظم أفكارك بحيث إنه إيش تكتب في كل نقطة أو في كل جانب. زي ما تكلمنا عن السؤال أو المثال هذا، discuss the advantages and disadvantages of living in a city. Okay, so first of all, I will put the topic in a big circle in the middle. Okay, the second thing, what I'm going to write about is the advantages and disadvantages. So here I just wrote a synonym for advantages, which is positives, and this is a synonym for disadvantages, which is negatives. And go ahead and jot down any kind of ideas that comes into your mind. يعني الأفكار يعني أحيانا الواحد يجد صعوبة إنه يطلع له أفكار، لكن إيش اللي يخلي الأفكار دائما موجودة في ذهنك؟ هي القراءة الكثيرة. You have to read more. You have to read English very often. قد ما تقرأ، قد ما تشوف مقالات مكتوبة، ثق تماما أنها راح تعلمك وراح تطور من مهارات كتابتك. لأنه إذا ما عندك أنت vocabulary، ما عندك مثلا structure ممكن تستخدمه للكتابة، واللي غالبا ما يأتي إلا من خلال القراءة، then it will be very difficult for you to improve your writing. So this is the answer of your first question. So go ahead and do a diagram like this to just put your key ideas. أي فكرة تجيك في بالك، حتى ممكن تكتبها بالعربي، يعني مو شرط. doesn't matter if you write it in Arabic or in English. أهم شيء إنه تكتب الفكرة على أساس أنت لما تبدأ في الكتابة الحقيقية you know what are you going to write. السؤال الثاني transition sentences. هذه طبعا you can just Google it. You can go to google.com and write transitional sentences or transitional phrases. أنا بكتبها. Just write transitional sentences, or transitional phrases, and you will find as many of those phrases and sentences as you like. كيف تطور كتابتك؟ How to improve your writing? Use to write more. اوكي، انا اتذكر نفسي في البدايه، يعني اثناء ما كنت ادرس اللغه الانجليزيه في الكليه، يعني انا طالب كتابتي ذيك الايام it's very different from now. وهذا ما جاء الا بكثره الكتابه. the more you write the more you become perfect. هي مهاره في النهايه، زي مهاره قياده السياره. في البدايه قيادتك ما تكون كويسه، لكن بالممارسه the more that you work on yourself, okay, and you practice something, you will become super, okay, in that skill. سؤال آخر، عبد الرحمن المختار. Go ahead عبد الرحمن.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
First of all, I will thank you about this nice lecture. And I have questions in slide 16 in introduction.
Okay.
Here in this thesis sentence, although cities have a lot positive that provide a better life, before the comma, can I put a linked word here or not? Yani it's logically, it's grammar correctly or not?
Do you mean the first word, these days?
No.
You mean
In third line.
The reason is to seek better life standards.
After
you mean
that,
this one?
although yeah, cities have.
Put a comma here after although?
No. My question is, although cities have lots of positive issues that provide a better life, here,
Good.
can I put a linked word or not? After life.
No. The structure of the sentence، يعني شكل الجملة هو بالطريقة هذا يكتب. يعني although cities have lots of positive issues that provide better life, comma, what happens? What do you think? There are still some negative issues. هي شكل الجملة إذا that although، خلاص، هذه نسميها إيش؟ a main sentence and another short sentence that you have to write, okay, just to make a link between the main sentence and the additional phrase, okay. Each sentence stands alone، يعني كل جملة تعتبر كاملة، خلاص، ولكن احنا ربطناها بكلمة although في البداية. ما يحتاج انك تعمل ربط بها بكلمة أخرى مثلا بدل الفاصلة هذه. في كلمة معينة ممكن تحط أنت تشوف كيف بتكون؟
يعني أنا قلت ممكن نحط مثلا يعني all the cities have a lot positive بعد life نحط however، لكن there are some negative issues to be considered.
Okay, if you are going to put however here, then you have to start a new sentence وتحط فاصلة منقوطة، نسميها شو اسمه السيمي كولون. هذه بيكون عندك although وتعمل فاصلة ثانية، بتكون عندك جملة أخرى، اوكي. لكن هذا هو الستركشر اللي يستخدم لكلمة although لما تكون في بداية الجملة. هذه نسميها causal effect sentence statement.
اوكي، ثانك يو.
ايش النقطة الأخيرة اللي تكلمت عنها يا عبد الرحمن؟ السؤال أو عبد الرحيم؟
لا بس هذه هي كانت
كيف
النقطة
تطور؟
عندي.
اوكي ممتاز. طيب نشوف سؤال آخر من محمد فواد. تفضل أخ محمد.
السلام عليكم sir.
هاي، السلام ورحمة الله.
Sir, first of all, I would like to thank you to start this workshop for us. Sir, my question is regarding thesis statement. Is thesis statement is compulsory in every essay? And second question is that, sir, can we write thesis statement after outline or before outline?
Thank you so much. Yes, a thesis statement is very important in any kind of essay, and it comes at the beginning of the essay in the introduction. Okay, what is a thesis statement? Is your intention. What are you going to do in this essay? Okay, what do you feel once you have written your topic statement and the structuring sentence? Then what? Okay, so this is a structuring. Okay, this gives the structure of your essay. Without a thesis statement, okay, your introduction is still, not correct. So it's compulsory and it's important to put a thesis statement. Whether it is okay to put it here or to put it at the end, okay, it depends on your writing. What do you think about? Okay, can we say the reason is to seek better life standards? Okay, and do you mean put it here at the end? This is your outline. Okay, you can merge the outline statement, okay, without saying in this essay. Okay, although cities have lots of positive issues that provide a better life, there are still some negative issues to consider. If you end your introduction, okay, in this sentence, it's fine, it's okay, it's not important to put this outline because it already gave us, okay, an intention about how the essay is going to look like. That we will discuss positive issues and then negative issues. Okay? Did I answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Let's take Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman, go ahead.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu
Wa alaikum
alaikum.
assalam wa rahmatullah.
First, I would like to thank you for wonderful speech. And also, I would like to thank Dr. Bassam because he sent the link in the section. My only question is who do I make beautiful text different from others? Do I make the words different or the way? Thank you.
Well, what do you mean? Could you explain more?
Like how can I
It's okay, you can speak in Arabic if you find it difficult to.
لا, it's okay. يعني how can I make a wonderful paragraph different to the others. كيف انه ممكن استاذ يعني impressive about paragraph. كيف انه يكون الباراجراف مرة very good يعني.
High standard paragraph. شوف يا محمد, as long as you write this, I would consider this is a super paragraph. This is a good one. Okay, for a student studying English or doing an assignment or homework, this is a fantastic paragraph as long as you, okay, obey those. Let me go back to the slide that shows you the criteria of writing a good paragraph. Okay. So as long as Muhammad, okay, as long as you have all these criteria in mind.
Abdurrahman Muhammad.
Okay, Abdurrahman Muhammad, sorry. So your paragraph will be very, very excellent and very nice. And as long as you have a logical connection between your ideas, okay, and have a strong supporting details, then your paragraph is fantastic. Okay, so we don't have like criteria. يعني ما عندنا احنا معيار نقيم به الباراجراف هل هو super or not super, okay, إلا باستخدام هذه الكرايتيريا هنا اللي انت شفتها قبل شوية. طالما هي موجودة then it's fantastic. هل وصلت رسالتك؟ Yes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, we still have like 6 minutes. If you still have any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead.
Sir, for example, someone told me write an essay of 3,000 words. For example, sir.
Okay. Good.
And then I will add in my essay first outline, then introduction, then body structure, and then last conclusion. So in introduction, I will add I will write how many words, numbering means of 50 words, 100 words, 200 words. And in body structure, for example, I would like to add 5 or 6 paragraph, and so every paragraph contain how many. And in conclusion, when I will finish my essay, then in conclusion, how many words I will write.
Okay, wonderful. So as we mentioned at the beginning, okay, for a good essay, or how to divide an essay, let me go back a little bit here. So in an introduction, it's about 10%. So if you are writing like an extended essay up to 3,000 words, so take 10% of that, and look how it's gonna be or it's gonna look like. 10% of 3,000, I think it's about maybe 300 words or 200. So it's like only 10%, okay, of the whole structure of the whole essay. Okay, so sometimes a very long essay might have more than one introduction, so you have to split your introduction into 2 parts. Do you know what I mean? So just make a very short paragraph about the background of your essay. Just mention the background, what already known for people, okay, in the topic that you are going to talk about. At the second introduction, or the second paragraph in your introduction, will be your thesis statement. What is your argument? What evidence that you are going to add? What are you going to talk about? Okay, so it shouldn't be only in one block of paragraph, because I think it will look, you know, very strange as one paragraph that has more than 150 or 200 words. Okay, so try to split them into separate short paragraphs. Okay, in your conclusion, you will just restate what you have already mentioned in the introduction. Just try to pick up the main features in your whole essay, okay, and write them down. Just let me as a reader, once I read your introduction and your conclusion, I have a good idea about what you have already mentioned in your essay. Okay?
Sir, well, last question, sir. Thank you for the response. Sir, can we add third person pronoun in our essay, like he, it?
I don't hear you. Have a problem with the connection. Can you again? Third person.
Hello,
yes, Muhammad.
sir.
Hello. Yes, I hear you now.
Yes, sir. Sir, for example, you give me an essay, and I will add in he, she, or it, or they. Then, how many marks you will give me in out of 10?
In what essay?
When, sir, you give us an essay, for example, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. When I give you a essay, okay.
He, she, or it in an essay, sir.
Okay.
Then we will write he, she, or it in an essay.
Okay.
Like third person pronoun.
Yeah.
Sir,
what's the problem with that?
How much you will give us? Sir, we add third person pronoun, he, she.
Do you want
an essay?
Do you mean if you added personal pronouns or subject pronouns in your essay, is that okay or not?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. There is no problem. There are no penalties for adding he, she, it. There are no problems as long as your instructor or someone who is teaching you says that you don't have to use one first personal pronoun like I. Some teachers says don't use I, okay, but others it's okay for them. Okay, so it's okay. Okay, any more questions? We just have like 1 minute.
Thank you.
If you need the slides, I think Dr. Bassem has already uploaded a document, a Google document here. You can go back you like, okay, and use it like as a model, okay, for your writing. Okay, this is the end of our.
I think I would like to thank Mr. Yahya for this very informative and engaging workshop and lecture about writing essay. And I think we will have one more question from Fatima here. She's asking about what is the difference between introduction and conclusion in writing the summary. And could you just elaborate on this?
The introduction, as I have mentioned, it gives us, it shows what you are going to write about. So just write one sentence to make a background information to the reader. The second sentence will be your thesis statement. Okay, what in your mind do you think about this topic? So these are just 2 to 3 sentences in length, and the conclusion is just restate what you have already mentioned. It's okay to just write or paraphrase your introduction, okay, and then add your own opinion. So your register should be, okay, existed in the conclusion. Write your impression. Write what do you think people, for example, to do once you have discussed something. Okay, what do you think, or what do you, for example, want them to do? If there is something in the future that you might talk about, then it's fine. So the introduction and conclusion are almost the same in length, okay, but a little bit different in the structure. And as I have mentioned here, okay, if you look at this one, this will tell you, okay, what to put in an introduction and what to put in a conclusion.
All right, thank you. I think we reached the end of the lecture, and thank you all for attending. And don't forget, our next lecture is going to be next week, inshallah, about editing and revising skills. And thank you, Mr. Yahya, for this lecture.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bassem.
And thank you all for attending our first workshop, and enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you inshallah next week inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for managing this workshop, Dr. Bassem.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
It's my pleasure.